Alrighty, welcome back. Let's keep looking or talking about Goose Green, TCS system. I've got a handful of games stacked up here on 24 by, I guess they're 24 by 34 or something like that frames. And this is the top one. I just got back from a 3-4 days at a con, Advanced After Combat Con, playing a bunch of Line of Battle, and that got me focused and motivated to revisit A Most Fearful Sacrifice, which is underneath all of this. And I need to do that because I want to compare the action around Cemetery Ridge, the northern part of Cemetery Ridge, and Culp's Hill, just to see how things play out or could play out or might play out with the two different systems. And then at some point, once I sort of digest that and consider a little bit more my thoughts and feelings and ideas on the Line of Battle, which, generally very positive and certainly haven't changed my overall opinion, which I stated quite a while back about, Herman Luttman's American Civil War tactical systems in general. There are a number of them, and Line of Battle, I still think they're two of the best systems available in the marketplace today. But that has nothing to do with Goose Green. So let's get focused here for a second. I wanted to mention that because like I said, I've got a handful of games here, and things are kind of piling up on me. And it doesn't look like I'm going to get into the house, the new house in or before Thanksgiving. So that means we are stuck in single map gameplay. So where are we with this particular title here? TCS from Multi-Man Publishing. It's 10 top of 10:20. I'm going to make a note here of that. 10:20 a.m. So we've gone through all the early morning, night turns. The advance is sort of pushed well past Darwin Hill, which is right here out of screen, off camera. Boca Hill was cleared in the last turn. There was an SYR, Save Yourself Retreat, that took up fire here, which cleaned up the last two steps because they SYR'd again and were shot at again. And with the way the morale rolls, pardon me for bumping the map, the way the morale rolls and the shots fired were occurring, given it's a 7 strength there, it was pretty brutal for the Argentinians. The Argentinians, on average, have a 5 morale, and they currently take a penalty of 4, actually now 5. If we look, let's just zoom over here a little bit. Here's the morale over there, which I can't adjust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm not even counting this here because I need to check actually whether the AA guns count towards that or not. It's a 2-step unit, or is it a 1-step unit? I think it's a 2-step unit, so I think it will count. So somewhere between an additional 5 added to the morale of 5 is going to take them into the 9-10 range, thereabouts. They recovered one morale point at the 10 o'clock hour, but that means that on a 10, say, a 16 through 42 on 2d6, using a decile model, right? So that'd be 12, that'd be 22, whatever the case may be. 16 through 42 is going to make you execute an SYR. You will surrender 62 through 66 and paralyze 40 through to 61. So just a freaking beatdown. So now, what does this mean for the gameplay? Now that this is sort of all cleared out, there's a mortar unit out here. There's one unit sort of slinking off back here to its failure location, which is basically off the side of the hill here. These guys have given up the ghost. They ought to be trying. I probably really should have put the failure instructions to head into Goose Green, but it was already crowded enough in here as it is. Now, with this assault, what has to happen here in Goose Green is we can't use any artillery, and the cat just knocked all this stuff, so it's all a little bit cattywampus off. Never mind. It stood right here and kicked this one and knocked my counters over, my Brits who were moving up from A company. So this whole assault here, I think, is going to collapse, or will be very effective fairly quickly, even though we can't use HE or mortar fire to assault here. I think I can get stacks of 2 units here, combine my last couple of mortar rounds, and I know I can't do that, but I can get 14 factors and start popping at these guys, seeking morale checks. That's going to suppress them, and I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. Now, obviously, there's a spotting issue, so there would have to be potentially be some unspotted fire, but we will see. I think I've got enough smoke left that I can smoke this up, get in close, do either assault or suppress relatively quickly, and just like on Boca Hill and that little rise behind Boca Hill, if I can get them paralyzed, get them to be paralyzed, which on a 9 or a 10 morale would be 43 through 61, or on the 9 column 51 through 63. If I rolled anywhere like that for morale for these guys, they're in a lot of trouble, paralyzed, and not going to get that final protective fire, or whatever they call it, final overwatch fire, before you close in for the assault. So pretty interesting stuff. Question is, do I want to spend the extra couple of turns to sort of move all this stuff, these other companies in here for the assault? It's just a matter of time now. Do I have enough time to get it done? In just personally, not game time. I got a lot going on, and this is a foregone conclusion here. It's just a matter of how many steps we are prepared to sacrifice, I think, as the Allied player or the British player. So we'll see. So I need to check on using my blowpipes and other items as well to fire at these chaps. I don't believe they can be used either. Maybe they can. I'd have to check. They're Millards, I believe. Let's just see real quick. Yeah, so no weapons units can fire into Goose Green or Darwin specifically. So that's going to be interesting. Here's what it says: fearing civilian casualties, the British artillery missions and sorties may not target any hex within 3 hexes of a Darwin or Goose Green settlement hex. In addition, only British infantry units, including TAC 1, blah, 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 may assault or fire into Darwin or Goose Green settlements hex. No weapons unit may do so. So no MGs and no blowpipes, no ATGM Milan doohickeys. So that's going to make it, a little bit harder and a little bit trickier for the Brits. But we have a absolute bucket load of time to close up on these guys, get close and get some decent fire results. I think I can actually spread my units out enough that I won't become a victim of the artillery that they have basically unlimited supply of. So I think we'll be fine here to sort of set ourselves up and do SFAs at these guys, as long as we can get close enough and survive their return fire from us. All right, we'll check in and talk more about this as we progress. We'll see where we get to and whether or not we continue or stop. We'll find out.